Mystery Machine drives down a coastal highway. As the Mystery Machine runs out of gas on our way to our destination vacation, we are bamboozled, tricked even, and the consequences are dire. Welcome to Mysteries in the Machine.
I'm Charlie.
And I'm Ethan.
I'm Raye also. Hi.
Whoa! Somebody stuck into the Mystery Machine. Oh my goodness! And they're poking their head out of the picnic basket. Actually,
yeah.
Like...
Charlie, we've really got to get a better lock on this thing. People keep sneaking in here.
Apparently,
or in Josh's case, he was here the whole time.
Yeah, Josh just never left. He was just chilling in the secret compartment. I guess we locked you in the picnic basket.
It's
sorry about that.
In here actually, surprisingly, so I'm down for it. Yeah, I didn't actually mean to get in your machine, but now that I'm here, might as well do.
You were just eating the snacks.
Yes, you know how I love my snacks.
Listen,
snacks
at least Raye has access to sustenance.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, the picnic basket does have a lock on it, canonically now, to keep Scooby out, but you could not keep me out. This is...
Raye is too powerful.
Yeah, so sorry about your picnic, by the way.
It's fine. Hey, the Globetrotters will get us some more food. It's fine.
I don't know where they got it from. Maybe somewhere in the shack.
Why were they in that shack anyways?
Because I guess they couldn't find anywhere else to practice.
Okay, yeah, it's a great place for basketball, I guess.
Okay.
I guess. I don't know.
Not for jump shots, though.
No, just dribbling and stuff.
Oh my goodness. Well, Raye, welcome back to the show. Last time you were here was... Let's check this. Let me check my information. It was Jeepers, It's the Creeper.
Indeed.
Iconic episode.
I'm in love with the ostrich.
So Raye, I don't know if you listened to our wrap-up episode for Scooby-Doo Where Are You? That won the best song.
Oh, good! Excellent, I'm so glad.
It'll probably still keep the title of best song until we actually get to more chase scene music stuff.
Yeah, because we haven't gotten any of that this season.
We've gotten 2 songs in this season, and they were only because we had musical artists as the guests.
Yeah, but one of them was a cover.
No, I think both of them were covers.
Were they both covers?
Yeah, they were both covers of songs that were in Scooby-Doo Where Are You?
Damn, that's unfortunate. Okay.
Yeah. And so it's interesting how we had Davy Jones and Jerry Reed sing, but we did not have Cher?
Right? The queen herself? She's right there.
It's really interesting. Well, Raye, would you like to reintroduce yourself to our lovely listeners? Tell us your pronouns and why you chose this episode of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, so I'm Raye Raphael. My pronouns are what the fuck ever, usually they, them, on the internet. And yeah, I just remember seeing the Globetrotters in Scooby-Doo, and I think that is such a fascinating phenomenon that they love crossing over so much. And so that's really the only reason I picked this. I don't think that I've ever seen this particular TV film before, so it's pretty exciting.
I couldn't remember if you chose it because you'd seen this episode, or you were just like, Globetrotters. Yeah.
Yeah, I just know that I have seen them somewhere in this franchise, but apparently this wasn't it.
Listen, there's in fact 3 episodes with the Globetrotters, so you could have seen any of them.
Right.
Yeah. Are they all in a row?
No, it's just
No. Two of them
I
are in
mean,
a row.
two of them are in a row, but it's like the end of a season and the beginning of a season.
Right.
Mm.
So they actually have like the most episodes of any guest.
Yeah, they've got 3.
Yeah.
And then Don Knotts has 2, and I think they're the only ones that repeat.
Batman
Batman also has
Batman.
2.
and the Three Stooges.
Right.
Yeah. Very
Well,
fun.
Don Knotts had, well, I guess as of right now, Batman and Robin have the most shenanigans, but Don Knotts himself has many shenanigans.
Don Knotts is a shenanigan. His existence itself.
True, very true.
So I have not been keeping up. The Globetrotters, they appeared before this, correct? Or
Yes, this
Okay.
is their final appearance in
Okay.
the show.
Previously, they appeared in Ghostly Creep from the Deep and Loch Ness Mess.
Got
And the first of those episodes was also the return of the Ghost of Redbeard.
it.
But he wasn't in color for some reason.
Yeah, who was already a villain in Where Are You? But they were like, oh yeah, now he's covered in flour or something. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
Because
sounds
that's
great.
how ghosts work in Scooby-Doo. You get covered in flour, you're a ghost now.
Yeah, exactly. Covered in a white substance of some sort.
A white substance. But we are on the road to Picnic Island.
Deeply
That we
funny.
are today.
They were like, the gang's going out for a picnic. Where should they be going? I don't know. Picnic Island, I guess. Where everyone goes for picnics.
Yeah, this episode
That's
is so
probably all the forethought
cute.
that went into that.
I mean, why not? Why not? So we have a destination, guys. We're not gonna get lost today, right?
Oh, definitely not. Of course we will go directly there and have no shenanigans on the way.
Absolutely. I mean, listen, we start out so strong. We are on our way to a place, and then Scooby's eating all the food. Actually,
Yeah.
we started out really terribly because now we have no picnic to eat.
And one shenanigan.
Already a shenanigan because how did this gigantic Great Dane fit into this tiny basket?
Yeah, there's a lot of impossible physics in this particular episode, I feel.
There's so many of them.
Yeah.
So many of them.
That's right. Ethan, I don't believe we have explained to Raye the shenanigan counter.
We have not. So, Raye, the way we have defined a shenanigan is something that happens in an episode that is so cartoonish that it cannot happen in real life.
Oh no, this is gonna be a rough one then.
Yep.
Globetrotters episodes tend to be.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
they do.
It's interesting because they're like cartoon characters in real life, and then if you put them in a cartoon, it's like, oh boy.
Exactly.
It's the perfect storm, really.
Yeah, so this is our first shenanigan going on the counter today. Scooby in a picnic basket, eating everything in sight.
Except a banana, which he does eventually eat.
Yeah, he does eat this banana in one bite.
Bella would.
Yeah, Shaggy is very mad at him because he's eaten all the food. Everyone is also very sad that they won't get to have a picnic. And that's when the car is like, well, fuck you. I also don't have any food in me. Like, you need to feed me.
Yep.
We have no gas. Fred, were you not paying attention?
Yeah, that's his fault, actually.
Yeah, like as the owner of the Mystery Machine, you should pay attention to that.
Yeah. But luckily, we have stopped right in front of an abandoned old shack.
Yeah, Fred, how in the world did you think that someone lived here with all the windows busted in and the columns falling over?
If this were a different genre, we would all be dead.
This is very true.
But thankfully, it is just Scooby-Doo.
So it's fine.
Yeah. Who would be our final girl?
Daphne.
Not
Daphne's
Velma,
final raw
right?
material.
Like if anyone's gonna have sex, it's gonna be Daphne and not Velma.
I was gonna say it's gonna be Daphne's not gonna be the final girl. Daphne's gonna be the first dead. Velma's gonna be our final
right.
girl.
Yeah, death to teenagers who fuck. That's the whole shtick here.
Obviously, Velma's the most virtuous. Either that or it's Scooby.
Yeah, I was like trying to think about it, and it's like, yeah, Scooby does make the most sense actually.
Yeah.
Okay, if we think about the live action film, we know
Yes.
for a fact that Scooby's soul is perfectly pure, and
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, and that
And
Velma does in
therefore,
fact have sexual proclivities.
this is
Listen,
true. This is
Linda
absolutely true.
Cardellini and that red leather bodysuit did things to little Ethan. Okay.
Is little Ethan what you call your dick?
No, I meant literally me as a child.
I know. I am just fucking with you.
Good God, Ray.
It's like
so
the
sorry.
tiny chef.
Yes. Good God.
I didn't want to make that joke, but it was just sitting there, you know?
We are. Yeah, I walked right into that, didn't I?
You really did.
Okay.
So Scooby's our final girl. Good to know. Okay.
Correct.
Right. And Shaggy's allowed to come with him, I think. I don't know. I'm trying to like remember
Excuse
the
me?
rules from Cabin in the Woods.
Excuse me. His name is Shaggy.
What did I say?
No.
No.
Think about it. Shaggy.
Oh, okay.
You know British slang.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And now that I'm trying to remember Cabin in the Woods, I'm pretty sure that it was part of the rules that the fool had to die anyways. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Shaggy.
sorry, Shaggy.
Yeah. The leader, the slut, the nerd, and the fool.
There we go.
Oh,
It
boy.
really does line up quite well.
Yep.
Okay.
Well,
We've got to get into it.
We've entered not the mystery shack, but this creepy old shack where something is thumping.
Something thumping, something thumping. Oh wait, I was gonna say it 5 times and I already fucked up.
It's
Something
fine.
thumping, something thumping, something thumping, something thumping. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, it's not easy. She was right. Velma says that it's a tongue twister. That's the reference. If you didn't watch the episode, there you go.
Good job.
Very good.
The next thing I think is another shenanigan because somebody is in fact thumping so hard on the ceiling that it like hurts Scooby.
Well, the ceiling of the floor underneath them, so it
Yes.
just it comes up through the floor.
So if there
Yeah.
was like a loose floorboard and it like bumped him, maybe.
I don't know.
If we don't
I
actually
mean-
see the floorboards moving, then probably not.
It made it appear like it was a dirt floor,
Oh,
or like it had a rug on it or something.
It has a rug.
was not examining this portion.
I
well
was
enough.
gonna say, based on the fact that what we know 5 seconds later is that it is a basketball
Mhm.
going from Curly's head to the ceiling, makes sense for why it is shaped like a ball when it goes and hits
Yes.
Scooby in the face and on the butt.
Right. Yes.
Like this is shenaniganery because it's the basketball has gone through the ceiling.
Yeah,
Or
Yeah.
stretched the
right.
ceiling. That's the cartoonishness.
I did
Yes.
also want to mention, as they are examining this shack, they are playing the Scooby-Doo, like, a mystery is being, like, investigated music. It's, like, a very
Yes.
standard, like, and I was like, oh, I love this song, as it was playing, and then I was like, there's a lot going on in this music that is not particularly aligned to anything that happens in the, like,
Yeah.
it is very soundtrack music, but it's not. They just kind of play it over whatever instead of aligning it to the animation in any sort of way.
Yeah.
It just
they
really
don't
stood
try.
out to me this time, and I just wanted to say that because it was a little weird.
This is 1973. They're not thinking about those things right now.
Their
Or
budget
they like
is,
yeah, budget exactly.
is 2 paper clips and a ham sandwich. Like, but I also very much enjoy the soundtrack, and I wish that it
Yeah.
existed in a
Nostalgia.
place that I could just listen to it as my
I would
background
like
music.
that, but
It's so good.
unfortunately, we are not that lucky.
No. So
Tragic.
the gang is going downstairs to see what's happening in this basement where someone is maybe fixing the ceiling. What's going on? It's the Globetrotters. Plot twist. It is the Globetrotters. They are practicing in this basement because they happened upon this random shack that is great for basketball.
Sure, guys. Okay.
You know, could they not practice like at the stadium?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of things would have been solved if they had simply done that.
I think the point is that they don't want the other team, to spy on them or
Sure,
mess
I
with them some
guess.
way, you know?
Well, that ends up happening anyway.
Yeah,
True.
so
True.
not ideal.
That seems to be the vibe.
But we've got some shenanigans here,
Yes.
folks. Are we counting Curly's ball on the head as a separate shenanigan, or no?
No, because I think that plays into the what happened before with it hitting Scooby.
Okay.
But we do in fact have to remember all of their fucking names. There's so many of them.
There sure are.
There's Meadowlark, Curly, Geese, Bobby Joe, Pablo, Gib, and one more. Who am I forgetting?
Which one is the small guy?
That's
Because
Pablo.
Pablo? Okay. Yes, because he's the one who grabs the basketball from underneath the table when Curly's trying to pass it to Meadowlark. It's hilarious. And then fucking Bobby Joe is like,
He
check out
jumps
this
through
layup.
the ceiling. He jumps through the ceiling.
He sure does.
Because, good God, there's some high ceilings in that cellar, apparently.
No, I think there's low ceilings is the problem.
Not high enough, or is the
No.
real?
But his feet aren't even close to the ground.
No.
Yeah.
Are we doing Pablo and Bobby Joe as two separate shenanigans?
Yeah, that's two separate things.
Okay.
I did not learn these guys' names at all, except for Curly, because they talk about him a lot, and poor
Curly's my
head.
boy. Curly is a little guy, as I've defined him. Okay?
I was Googling them before we started, just because I do not know, anything about the Globetrotters, actually, it turns out.
Sure.
But they retired Curly's number after he died, out of respect.
I think they did with most of these guys who are in this.
That makes a lot of sense.
We
clearly
did check.
They are iconic.
Yeah, we did do some previous research on what we could possibly know about them, and I think let's see.
Oh, Charlie,
Curly,
the only one I forgot who's still alive. The only one I forgot is the one who's still alive. Geese.
There we go. Yeah, so three of the ones who are in this show have retired numbers.
Yeah.
So I was just saying, I know that they're an exhibition team, but I don't know what exactly they do. These exaggerated characters they're playing. Do they do that on basketball?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they do.
That's what I was wondering.
So, Ray, the way I like to describe it is you have MMA and the WWE. They're both wrestling, but they're very different. Mm-hmm. You have the NBA and you have the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah.
They're analogs here.
Gotcha.
They is technically professional sports, but one is meant more for entertainment value than competition.
Mm-hmm.
I would go to a Harlem Globetrotters game.
That would be so cool.
Yeah. I think that should be a future goal of this pod, is that Ethan and I go to a Globetrotters game together.
That's not a bad idea. I'm actually looking up Harlem Globetrotters tickets for Chicago. So we'll see if they're coming over there. They're coming to Springfield. That's close.
This is going to be the future Patreon goal.
Is to get y'all to a Globetrotters game.
Though that's it. That's not happening this year.
Oh no.
That's in 3 days from recording is when they'll be in Springfield.
Well.
Well, maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not. That's okay.
But you know what? This is future. This is fine.
Yeah, for sure.
Here we are in the future. Okay.
Future.
With all the references out of the way. Okay, so now something is thumping upstairs, and yeah, once again, tongue twister. But Daphne is just I hope it's not a mouse. I would rather it be a ghost. When Fred suggests it's just a mouse. Don't worry about it, guys.
Okay. So, Charlie, I think I've told you about this. So, Ray, last winter in my house, there was a mouse infestation.
Oh no.
A very bad one. I caught 20-something mice over the course of a month.
Oh no.
I caught them in traps and threw them outside.
Okay.
Very magnanimous.
Yeah.
What if it was the same guy?
Just sneaking back in.
What if it was the same fucking mouse?
I would be shocked, honestly. So, like,
Just
I
very
understand
determined.
where Daphne's coming from, where she would rather have it be a ghost, because I fucking hate mice. They're terrible little bastards that will eat through everything that you don't have nailed to the
Just
floor.
little guys.
They will eat through everything that's not nailed down.
So
You don't
will
understand.
I, Ethan. So will I.
So was Hubert Hubert.
This is true.
Scooby will also be a mice.
Yes.
Be a mice.
Be a mice. Be the mice you want to see in the world.
Okay. Yeah. So we've reached the door to the basement. Finally, goddamn, we've been doing this for a half hour. We need to get farther in.
Oh, we do.
Yeah, we do.
And Fred's like, "Oh, I can't open the door. The door's stuck." And Meadowlark on the other side is like, "The door's stuck." So
yeah.
This is amazing. This is a great shenanigan.
Classic
where
Yes.
we have the mystery gang, and then we have the Globetrotters on either side of this door trying to pull it for dear life. And Mystery Inc. is pulled inside because guess what? You were trying to pull a push door, Frederick Jones.
Yeah, he was.
Frederick Jonathan Jones. My dude. Raye,
Forget
I don't know.
his name.
That is not canon. That is my headcanon
That
as
is-
to
this
what
is
Fred's middle
Ethan's-
name is.
This is Ethan's headcanon name for Fred for some reason.
I don't know. Jonathan just fits in my
It
brain.
rolls off the tongue. It does. I support it.
Yeah. Well, good news. Hey, we're all buddies. We know each other. Everything's all good. Don't worry about we were sneaking up on each other.
This was one I know that they must have been in the show before because I was like, oh, they know each other.
Yes, I mean, you know what? We've had it happen in one previous episode where they just knew the person. Like
Yeah.
they were already buddies with Jerry Reed, and he was not
Mhm.
in a previous episode. So like,
yeah, and like
it's the only
Unclear.
time that's
that
happened.
makes sense that would happen sometimes, but it's really funny when they do start doing that thing where they're like one of the gang is related to this celebrity. We recently watched the movie where Bobby Flay is just Fred's uncle.
Yes,
Fred's uncle, yes.
yeah, that one's hilarious. Like, why?
I have a vendetta against Bobby Flay that I have against very few people.
That's valid. I feel like we
Frederick
must have talked
Flay
about this last time I was
Jones.
on here. Because I'm like, did I know that about you?
Charlie, you almost made me squirt water out of my nose. Good lord. Okay.
You're welcome, Frederick Robert Flay Jones.
Oh boy.
That's
Oh,
the other
God.
possible name.
I actually just Googled it. Technically, his middle name is Herman.
Why?
I don't know.
Frederick Herman Jones?
That's not that bad.
It's not
You know,
bad. It's
Herman is not used so much anymore.
no.
But as a middle name, it's not terrible.
It could be like his mom's maiden name or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or his other uncle's name.
Herman.
Yeah, Herman Flay.
Oh my god.
Okay. I'm gonna make Ethan lose it. So
You already did.
You're welcome. We're all buddy. We're gonna go to Picnic Isle, but like we have to get the Globetrotters back before dark because they have a big game tomorrow. They need to rest up. But you know what? We're gonna hang out. We're gonna chill. It's gonna be great. They fill up the picnic basket and we lock it.
Yeah, they learned their
make Sure
lesson.
there's Shaggy, make sure there is a padlock on that shit. But before we leave, we see creepy guy number 1 with eyes poking in the holes of the shack.
And saying something like very ominous, just like straight up like, oh, I can't remember what mischievous.
It's very it's very mustache twirly evil.
It
type
is.
of
It
deal.
is.
That's the vibe of this episode. That is the
It's
entire vibe.
Honestly.
There was a certain point in the middle of this episode where I was like, "Oh, so it's just supernatural this time?" And it wasn't. But like I was really like,
mean,
"There's no way that this is all
okay.
just some guy."
Okay, Ray, you know that Scooby Natural's a thing, right?
Yes, I'm familiar
No,
with Scooby Natural. I
Okay.
haven't seen it, but I'm familiar with the concept and what goes on in there.
Okay.
I mean, I think they meant like it's supernatural, not just the show, but also like
Oh, I thought they were
Oh.
talking about this is just like an episode of
No,
Supernatural.
I did not mean it was just like an episode of Supernatural. I meant that it was. I was like, "There's just ghosts haunting this island, right?" Like,
Yeah, I get that.
no. We do not get our first instance of real ghosts until the 80s show 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. So,
We have a while then.
right. I was so many things happen here. And I was like, there's no way. But but egg on my face, I guess.
I guess. But so before everybody rolls up, we see people boarding the Picnic Island Queen, which is the boat that's headed over. There are only 5 passengers that get on this boat, and then the captain's like, "All right, let's go. Bye."
Bye-bye.
yeah, I guess the gang was just late.
I guess. But then Mustache Twirly Man grabs the sign and just plops it next to a different boat.
Yeah. This is fine. Everything is fine. And the gang just ends up finding this other random boat. Fred, did you get them lost this time? I mean,
given his track record.
Yeah. I don't know if they knew where they were going or they just were like, we're just gonna go down to the docks and see the first boat that says Picnic Island next to it.
mean,
That's probably what they
trying to
did.
get on a boat.
Yeah, like, it's not like they know what the boat looks like. They just say, hey, go to this dock. There's gonna be a boat. There's a name on the boat. Cool. We're good to go now.
Yeah, so they roll up. The Globetrotters have their wonderful luggage, which I think is a shenanigan.
Oh,
because...
okay. When Kelly and I were watching this earlier, I was thinking to myself, oh god, this is definitely a shenanigan. Just fucking dribbling the luggage onto the boat.
Why do you even have bags for it? It's just a basketball.
They could have clothes in there too. You never know.
I feel like the assumption is that everyone's like, oh yeah, what's in the suitcases? Basketballs. What else? Like, I feel like it's just a basketball.
Yeah, it's the whole suitcase is just a basketball in there, clearly.
Yeah, I would believe that too.
I did want to make a note of, I don't know, they're looking at the sign or the thing on the side of the boat, and they're like, Picnic Island Queen, and one of the Globetrotters says it's more like a rusty old queen, and I was like, imagine a rusty old queen teaching you the ways of drag, and
Listen,
it like sent me
they
on
exist.
like a mental journey.
Yeah, I mean, just like, I'm sure Divine is out there teaching people how to do drag.
And I feel like she would own the label of rusty old queen, you know?
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
She would.
Anyways, that's all.
I mean, RuPaul's kind of on their way there already, but
oh my goodness.
Yeah, that just like stuck in my brain. I was like, good gay shit.
Very good.
Gay shit in this episode? No way.
Oh, there's gonna be more gay shit later on.
Okay.
Yeah, that there is. So we go into this boat. There's nobody here. Why are we not more suspicious of this? Curly even notices that, hey, the thing here says that it's the Haunted Island Queen. Like, over the side, there's a life preserver with that on it.
Why are we not leaving the boat?
Yeah, we really, really should. This clearly is not it, fellas.
And then suddenly, like, the rope gets untied, and the gangplank goes up, and nobody has left the fucking boat.
So our explanation that we get later is just that this whole boat is, like, mechanically automated. And I am calling bullshit on a lot of that.
Like, we literally see someone steering the boat later.
Yeah, exactly.
But before we get to that, we have another shenanigan of Scooby and Shaggy trying to row away in the rowboat.
Oh, that. Yes. Oh, I was gonna say the rope, like, perfectly going around.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, clearly
Oh,
that
yeah, for
Pablo.
sure.
That ain't it.
Yes.
That's not automated. A person fucking did that on purpose
Oh, yeah.
to mess with the Globetrotters. But yes, Shaggy and Scooby are like, oh no, we're drifting, we have to get off this boat. They get in the rowboat, and it's like, guys, that would probably be easier if you were in the water. You're still on the regular boat in the rowboat.
I can't remember if they do it before or after that bit, but also Shaggy's like, I know what to say, man overboard, and he's about to jump into the water before they tell him that there's like, critters in there.
Yeah.
But I was like, Bestie, no. Bestie, the ocean is so much more dangerous than a haunted boat.
Right. There's
Oh,
also the... Go ahead, Charlie.
I don't know if you were gonna get this, but there was another thing in the sequence where, like, the anchor goes up and Scooby's, like, on top of the thing, and then he, like, flies into some, like, one of the pipes that ends up going, like, making the steam sound, like, and he opens his mouth and makes the sound.
Good
That
cartoon.
is what I was
shenaniganery.
going to point out. Yeah.
Just so many.
That's a
things.
pretty high shenanigan count. That's like 5 maybe now?
10.
Oh shit.
We are 8 minutes into this episode. But Scooby falls over backwards. Apparently there's a swordfish just chilling, waiting for him. And Scooby, I guess, reverses gravity and goes back into the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's another shenanigan.
Yeah.
That's what one does when they're about to, like, get skewered by a swordfish, is you use your magic cartoon powers and you run up the side of the boat. So we're drifting into the sea is what everybody thinks. They're like, shit, we somehow got untethered. Unclear how that happened, but we have to figure out what to do with this boat and how to make it stop drifting.
And the Globetrotters know just what to do. And that's take over. We're gonna captain this thing.
This is where we get our second ever time referencing Chris Columbus Meadowlark, which he did in his first appearance in Ghostly Creep from the Deep.
So
Yeah.
this is a recurring bit for him.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
I
the
don't
thing
think it
is,
happened in the second episode, but
I don't know. But Curly says Columbus didn't know how to play basketball, and Meadowlark says, yeah, that's what makes me a better captain, which he's right.
I mean, as he's doing it, he's like drawing the entire globe on a basketball, and he's like, already I'm a better captain. I think it's because he knows that the world is not flat, also. And he can draw the globe.
He is a globetrotter.
I thought it was because he could play basketball.
I think it's not just the basketball of it, but it's like the round globe is part of the joke here.
Oh yeah.
Hey, also,
sure.
that basketball got so huge after he drew the globe on it.
That may have just been a perspective issue. I don't know.
Yeah, so like as much as we hate Christopher Columbus, I do enjoy this joke in this episode.
Yes, the Chris Columbus Meadowlark is fine.
Because
That's
we're
If
just
the bit
dunking.
is that Meadowlark is cooler and better than Chris Columbus, then like I'm all for it.
That's the bit. That's the whole bit.
Exactly. So the Mystery Inc. gang is going to see how the ship is watertight and, see if it's shipshape. And now Meadowlark sets the Globetrotters on their different missions. I think it's Gip, who's the big one. And
that's him.
he has to drop the anchor over the side.
Mm-hmm. He sure does.
He certainly does that.
He does that.
But he drops the whole... He just takes the whole mechanism with
the housing
rope attached and everything.
Yeah.
Like, he just pulls that out of the ground of the boat and drops it over. So we no longer have an anchor.
Incredibly powerful of him. So
Yeah, I mean, man is strong. And then we get Bobby Joe, turn the wheel around. Okay, just pops it off and puts it on the other side of the steering column of this boat.
Around. No,
I could not get over Bobby Joe's voice in this episode. It is just very funny.
Bobby Joe is such a vibe.
He really is, though.
Oh god, what's the other guy's name? Is it?
I think that's
Geese?
I think it's Geese.
Yeah, who's like, wait, that's not how you turn around. You're supposed to turn it this way, and then he like turns it, but he turns it so powerfully that it goes out the window and into the sea. So once again, we have no wheel.
Just a whole team of himbos. These
Yeah. Yes, all 7 of
Correct.
them.
And then our last Christopher Columbus reference, if Columbus had this crew, the world would still be flat.
Galileo proved the Earth was round like 200 years before Columbus was alive, so...
It's still funny. It's
yes.
yeah. It's
Well,
funny
no,
for...
okay. We're getting it mixed up, because Columbus knew that the world was round, that's why he was going. He just got confused about how big that part was. He
It's
was
true,
like, I
that's
made
true.
it
Yeah.
to the Indies, and you're like, oh, bestie, no. He's not my
There's still
bestie,
more
though.
worlds.
There's 2 more continents in the way.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, bro. You gotta go through that, actually.
Yep. But we get our smart gang down in the engine room. They're trying to figure out what's going on, but they see a pair of hands on another wheel. Ooh.
I wonder, how does this guy know where to go? Because is there a monitor or something that tells you anything about the outside? You're down below and you're steering the ship.
Yeah,
sounds
what was the
dangerous.
point of that? What was the point of
Yeah.
this?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I mean, the point was just be like, hey, look, there's somebody doing the work in the ship.
Hey, also, I have complaints.
Okay.
Do they think that my girl Velma would see some mysterious hands just steering the ship and acting non-violently and not go check that out? They didn't like go over there and look at him?
Yeah, come on, Velma. Ethan, roll for
Mhm.
investigation.
Alright, hold on. Oh.
How'd we do?
It's a 7 plus 3, it's a 10, so not great, but...
But average, at least. And Velma is above average at looking at things when she has glasses on. That's how she
That's
gets
true.
advantage.
The joke here, Ray, is that Ethan plays our version of Velma in our
Oh,
Scooby-
good. Well,
Scooby-Doo campaign.
Yes.
okay. Well, DM, what do we get with a 10?
I mean, you realize that someone is in fact like doing this, but you don't know why.
Okay, but shouldn't we do something about there being a guy over there? I just have complaints about this scene.
No, I get it. I had the same thing. Like, why wouldn't you try to, stop him?
Yeah.
Come and vote?
Exactly.
What happened to just tackling the guy? We've done this before in other episodes.
Fred could easily tackle this man.
But I guess the point is that we're like, oh, it's a ghost. There's no person there. Ooh. Because you'll know that half the time it's a person. You can at least try.
At this point, it's all the time.
Correct. But they can at least prove that it's not a person before they go and be like, okay, so we don't know how to fix this, but this is what the situation is.
Meanwhile, Scooby and Shaggy are in the galley making a pizza, and Shaggy...
Was there pizza fixings in their picnic basket, do you think, or...?
I have no
Maybe they're
idea.
in the kitchen.
It's possible. But they are in the kitchen, and Shaggy tosses the pizza dough through a hatch in the roof.
This
and
was so funny to me.
A pair of hands just drops a heavy metal plate on top of him.
Okay, because so thing number one. This is Shaggy's fault for spinning his pizza dough too high. If the person hadn't opened the hatch while it was going up, it would have just splatted up there. So that's a him problem. But the pizza just going up and up and up and up and floating away before someone just reaches out and grabs it was so fucking funny to me.
No, I did
also
laugh
grab
out loud.
the pizza as well. Is my assumption is they just eat the pizza.
That's my guess. I mean, it's right there.
Delicious dough.
Yeah, I'm definitely sure that Shaggy also just does this with pizza other times, and it hits the ceiling, or whatever food, and it hits the ceiling, and it's that's fine, we'll still eat it. So Smart Gang has checked in with Metalark and is like, well, there's another ship's wheel with hands. We're not drifting, yay.
It's going somewhere on purpose, but
we don't know where it's going.
Yeah, well, now we figured out we are being sea-jacked. Guys,
I've never heard that term before, but makes sense.
I mean, being hijacked or carjacked.
Yes.
They're just putting us something else in front of it. I think the other thing is you're being kidnapped.
Yeah.
Straight up, you could just say that.
Sea-jacked is a funnier word, I guess.
I mean, it
Yeah,
is.
true. So Shaggy is like very distressed by this situation, and he is, he just falls onto a deck chair and is like, "Oh no, poor guy."
I mean, me too.
Yeah.
And then Meadowlark apparently has found a map to where we're going, the haunted island. It looks kind of creepy, guys.
It looks like a head.
It's a
or at least a
face.
face.
Presumably that's why
face.
it's originally called Haunted Island, because it is like a cool face on it. And then they're like,
Yeah.
so what are we gonna use for our spooky, like, bit that we're doing? And they're like, let's go to Haunted Island. That'll be perfect.
Ooh.
There we go. Uh-huh.
But Meadowlark calls up to Bobby Joe, who's in the crow's nest. He's like, "What's our position?"
I love this. I love this so
this whole
much.
bit
you,
is
Bobby Joe.
fantastic. It's not a shenanigan, I don't think, but it is funny. He said, "You and Curly are on the bridge. Geese has stuck his head in a porthole. Gib and Pab are falling down the stairs. And
Poor
Shaggy and
boys.
Snoopy are under a deck chair."
Yeah, we're fine. Everything is good and fine.
I love that they made Bobby Joe more of a character this time around.
Yeah, they really did. Alright, so now we have transitioned. We are heading towards Haunted Island. We are almost there, but we're gonna crash, guys! You think we're gonna crash?
Probably.
The whole gang is about ready to like go man overboard, and then Shaggy and Scooby have grabbed life preservers, life savers, what have you, the donuts.
Whatever you want to call them. Yeah.
And they start flying through the air, going towards the island, and they land in the sand.
Scooby comes with a bone, and Shaggy has crabs pinching his nose. He has crabs pinching his nose.
Sorry, you just said Shaggy has crabs?
The pause was intentional.
He should go get that checked out.
So I guess we don't actually know if we did crash or not, because the next scene, the gang is just like on the island now. We're just walking up to whatever building there is on this place. Also, Gip is still carrying Velma in this next scene.
A woman has needs.
And then Meadowlark is like, okay, so in the daylight we can signal a boat that comes by with a mirror. Curly's like, but we don't have a mirror. And
he
Meadowlark
just shines Curly's head.
Yes. Oh, yes, we do.
I think that is the point where I literally just wrote in my note, poor Curly's bald head.
Yeah, like...
They will not let this man go.
No, just because he's the only one that doesn't have any hair anywhere.
I love him. Curly is just my boy.
I know, he's your boy.
He's just a little guy. And then I think it's Bobby Joe who starts taking pictures like he's a tourist as we're heading up to this old mansion.
This old decrepit mansion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bro, what? Why?
He's gotta preserve the moment, you know?
Apparently. And then he goes to take a picture of Scooby. He's like, say cheese, Scooby! And what the fuck does Scooby say? Does he say a type of cheese or something?
Yes, he does. Roquefort, which is a type of cheese.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Good bit.
It's a good kind of cheese. I've had it.
So the gang has come up to the mansion. We knock on the door with a basketball, no less.
Yeah, why wouldn't they?
These men's lives revolve around basketballs, and that's just how you have to accept that they are.
They eat, sleep, and breathe basketball. It's their whole job.
Basketball stays here during sex, okay?
I mean, it definitely does. We know for a fact they go to bed.
No, we know it does. Yeah, they stay under the bed the whole time. God,
obviously,
these men, this polycule of men here.
Yes, they're amazing. Okay, Meadowlark's like, oh, we won't enter this mansion unannounced, and then like, what is it? The door opens and there's creepy stuff going on.
There was something spooky outside, so then they were like,
that's what it is.
Now announcing the Globetrotters and running in. Very good bit. Very good.
Oh, it's just bats. That's all it was.
Yeah, just bats.
But I love that.
They go inside. It's dark. They're trying to find a light switch. And Bobby Joe said, "Hey, someone's got my arm." They turn it on. It's just a trophy head of like a wolf or something.
Yeah, he just stuck his hand in there when looking for the light.
I mean, if you can't see,
Yeah, valid.
but then he just hangs a picture of the Globetrotters on the wolf's
Yeah, he's
teeth.
like, why won't they put up pretty things on the walls like this, and then just takes the photo?
Amazing. We love that.
Very good.
Listen,
Very
they're
good.
clearly very pretty, okay?
Oh yeah.
True.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, we're tired. Let's go to bed.
Yeah, okay, so we haven't mentioned the reason that the Globetrotters need to go to bed so much is because they got a big game tomorrow against the Scorpions. It's so important that they get a good night's rest. This has been established several times.
Yes.
There's a big game at the end of every Globetrotters episode. It's always a thing that has to happen because you have to see them in their elements.
Right.
And the basketball game always has shenanigans to the nth degree.
Of just basketball shenanigans, a slapstick at the end of this film. And I was like, this is kind of weird for Scooby-Doo. But I guess that makes sense.
It's great. I enjoy them so much. They're everything.
Yes.
Okay? So we're gonna go find some bedrooms. But something grabs Shaggy from behind, and it's not Scooby.
That's what he thinks at first, and then they do that whole bit.
Yeah, we gotta count our arms.
Yeah.
These
like 1,
suspiciously
2,
racist-looking
3,
statues.
4.
Where you're like, I don't know what culture you stole those from, but
it's
yeah,
don't like it.
So I think that was the point where I was like, oh, this is just supernatural, right? Like those are just floating around and like making expressions. No, it wasn't this. It's when they're asleep and then like mischievous statue things are happening in the house.
Right.
When no one's looking at them. And I'm like, oh, it's just ghosts, huh? Spoilers, it wasn't, but
no,
I think there's a lot of animatronic things going on is the thing. Here.
Probably.
Like as we always say, every bad guy in Scooby-Doo is a theater kid. Once again, these are the tech theater kids here today.
I just don't know. Okay, so here's my headcanon for this episode. Because later they're like, it was like cardboard statues, one of them says, and I'm like, that doesn't seem right.
No.
So my headcanon is that there are some things that are being manipulated by the heretofore unmentioned evil party, but I also think that this place is haunted. I think both things are happening, and they just don't notice that there were real ghosts here because they just attribute everything to the schemers.
Sure.
That's because some of this, I'm like, this does not make sense.
There is nothing logical about this.
It was not explained to my satisfaction.
No. Everybody says goodnight. He says, don't let the goblins get you.
Okay.
Yes.
So the girls have a room, the Globetrotters have a room, and Shaggy and Scooby have a room. Where's Fred? Where'd they put him?
He has his own room.
Oh, does he? Okay. Just like across the hall.
Yeah.
Which is incorrect. I'm sorry, Fred, why are you not sleeping with your boyfriend tonight? He's very scared in this place.
It feels weird that they just like segregated him.
Because at least in one previous episode, we had them sleeping in the same room. It was the Not episode.
Yeah, the Guess Who's Not Coming to Dinner.
And I think they were also in the one nighttime episode last season.
Yeah.
A Night of Fright is No Delight.
Yeah.
We usually split it up boys and girls.
Yeah. So everybody's asleep. Shaggy, I guess, faints.
This bed with the Globetrotters has got to be like a California king. Like...
Oh, so Kelly called it an Alaskan king?
Oh.
It's just so big.
Yeah. It's gotta be.
They actually put two beds together, clearly.
Oh, yeah. Duh.
They cannot be separated?
No. I mean, these 6 professional basketball players all have to sleep together.
Clearly.
It needs to happen.
Important. Yeah.
But before that, Shaggy and Scooby are apparently saying their prayers. I didn't know that they were religious like that.
My note is Shaggy and Scooby Christian moment.
That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like.
No, he says it too. He's like, we gotta start praying again.
I feel like the mood here is that, like, Scooby, I don't think we're gonna make it out of this one. Let's pray to whatever god there is up above.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's how I take it, at the very least, is that, like, it's not necessarily
Yeah.
that they do this all the time, it's that they're like, this
We
is
may
the
not make
scariest.
it.
This is the
Yeah.
scariest situation. We need to pray. that we
I need
make it
some
out.
sort of help. I don't know
Yeah.
from where.
Yeah, but their bed curtains come to life and are a ghost.
Spooky.
Spooky shit.
And then Shaggy's like, oh shit, let's pray some more. And they
Yeah,
hide under the
exactly.
covers.
Yeah. So the Globetrotters, we're
Yeah,
all
okay,
sleeping together.
okay.
Yes,
It's
okay,
just
okay.
like,
This is just like the Three Stooges.
yes, correct.
The animators have a foot fetish.
Oh my
One
god.
of them at least.
Correct.
Because we get multiple close-up shots of their feet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm gonna. I know that I've been the horny joke guy, but I am gonna defend them and say that sometimes, especially back then, people just thought feet were funny.
Sure.
It
But, like,
might just
why
be
would
a
you
weird bit.
Why do you sleep with your feet outside of the covers? Those are the parts that get
Hmm.
cold.
Okay, because I was gonna be like, they're basketball
And no
players, they're very
socks?
tall, but no, even the short guy. So
Yeah, even Pablo, he's got his feet sticking out.
Yeah. So we got many a feet shot, and then
and they're all
there's
wiggling and like toes and there is
Yes.
a lot of detail.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Tell me it's not a
But-
foot fetish.
But we get some more gay shit here. This whole sequence with the suit of armor. Oh boy.
Because at first it's like, okay, so who's wearing the metal socks or shoes or whatever? Like that's ow.
Somebody's
Cold?
feet are very cold and pointy, so you gotta clip your nails. And then it's like, you wearing a metal sleep cap, bestie?
Someone's in bed with us.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
They all just run away.
Yeah.
Oh
And then
boy.
there's just a knight just like in the bed, but we don't actually see him. We just see the feet.
Well, we see the top eventually, but then Metalhark dupes Curly into volunteering again, because
Mhm,
that's
mhm.
just his bit, I guess.
Hey Curly, I think you're growing hair.
Where?
Put his hand up. Yeah. Very good, very good. And then so Curly goes to check it out. And he gets dragged under the covers by this knight guy. And then when the
Yeah.
rest of them go to save him, it's Curly in the suit of armor. How did that happen, guys?
2 words.
I'm calling shenanigans
Gay
on that.
shit.
also.
Did they swap outfits?
Yeah, it's like
Wow,
Chad
this is
and
just like
Ryan in
High
High
School
School Musical
Musical
2.
too. Oh
This
my
is how it
God.
works.
State preference?
Yes.
There we go. And then suddenly, it's like, how did the knight get out of the bed? And now we know, because the bed has, words. It's cracked in the middle, and it's a secret passage, guys.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
We've
So
gone
it could
down.
be 2 beds pushed together on top of a secret passage.
It
I
very well could be.
I feel like we
Just
solved this. I think you're right.
Yeah, just like 2 queen-size beds pushed together, or 2
Mhm,
king-size beds
mhm.
pushed together.
It could be. And because they had their basketballs under the bed, they did not go splat at the bottom of this.
I call shenanigans. I call shenanigans.
Yeah, that didn't seem quite right.
Did we already say it was a shenanigan for Curly in the suit of armor?
I don't know if I counted that. I'll go ahead and put it on there.
You should count that.
Yeah,
I
I'm not
counted-
saying that
I
that's
counted
within
the
realm of
whole, like,
possibility.
I counted them like trying to fight or fuck the suit of armor. I don't know what was happening there as a shenanigan.
I guess that could be the same thing.
Okay.
Because it ends with him in the outfit. Okay, so then we go to Shaggy and Scooby, who are just scared. There's lots of noises happening. The clock goes off, and there's a. It looks
A
like it's a
vulture?
real fucking bird,
Yeah, just a real ass vulture
Yeah,
in
just
the
in the
clock.
Okay.
and it laughs. It doesn't even go cuckoo cuckoo. It just like hee 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 hee.
Yeah. There was something wrong with this house before these people got here.
No, and
Or-
then there's a ghost knitting in the rocking chair in the corner.
or Ray, it is all automated, and this is supposed to be some kind of creepy resort where all of this shit happens, and they just took advantage of that.
Okay.
And we're like,
Maybe.
hey, we're going to use this for our purposes.
But if that was the case, I feel like maybe you would have heard of it before. Like
You would
that
think.
that would be too easy to mess up
It's
because
old and
somebody saw a
abandoned
flyer.
now.
Okay. I'm
Perhaps.
Yeah.
tracking. Maybe.
So, remember, they had a rusty old queen. So
True. So Shaggy and Scooby get scared by all of that. They run into the hallway, and at the end of the hallway is a big window, and there's a ghost with long hair in like a bodycon dress, I guess. Just
this is one of the ghosts from the Juneberry episode.
yes. And Shaggy goes into the clock. Scooby gets stabbed in the ass by a rhino statue.
Okay.
Shaggy,
Not in the back specifically, and he puts his hand up. Scooby held at gunpoint moment? Like, that is
Probably.
the energy he is giving off in that scene. I am not
That is
joking.
the energy.
Like,
No.
he thinks that somebody has a gun pointed at him.
Or a knife. Who knows?
Or a knife, yeah.
Or
That's some.
Scooby.
Yeah, okay. That could be
but
it.
Shaggy fitting inside of this clock is a shenanigan.
Yes.
And then,
As well
hey,
as
look! The wall.
the wall.
The
This
wall.
is
Oh,
Charlie's favorite. This is Charlie's favorite gag.
My favorite gag. You know why this gag started with the wall doing the thing, but they would do a weird cartoonish like thing every time
They
the
do
wall
different
turned.
scenes, like
Mhm,
yeah.
mhm.
That's why it was my favorite. It was because like they were pulling one on the bad guy, and the bad guy is just like, that's not what I wanted. Like, that's specifically why that was my favorite.
Yeah, this is just a
Yeah.
normal trapdoor. No fun gag for you.
No, it just goes to the outside of the house and they just fall down to the ground.
Because this is on like the second floor.
Wild.
That's the most hilarious part of it.
Yeah.
But they also did say, let's go sleep with the Globetrotters.
Listen, they've got they know what they want and they're gonna go get it.
Mhm.
Exactly. Listen, there's already a bunch of them. Why not join in the group?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
If they're into it.
Shaggy's tall enough to be a basketball player.
He'd be a shorter basketball player, but yeah, it works.
I do like how the
Okay.
Globetrotters call them the kids. They're like, we gotta go make sure the kids are okay. And I'm like, aw, thank you, Globetrotters.
Yeah. So
The Globetrotters are
smart
in
gang-
oh, sorry.
I was gonna
Go
say
ahead.
the smart gang has woken up and realized that everybody is gone.
Yeah.
And they were very concerned. Like, Shaggy and Scooby are gone, the Globetrotters are gone. What's going on here, guys?
Everything
What
went to
happened?
shit. You go to sleep for 30 minutes and then
Yeah.
If that.
They probably got the most amount of sleep of anyone, actually, is those three.
Probably.
yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the Globetrotters are in a library, I guess?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're like,
Meadowlark's
okay, well,
looking
we
for
gotta
a book on how to get out of there.
we gotta get out of here. We can't go back to the bedroom because that was already scary enough.
Yeah.
But there's, I guess, no door in this library.
No
guess.
doors, no windows. I guess it's a basement library. and,
Yeah.
And the
And
only
Bobby
way in
Joe-
is through a trapdoor in the ceiling.
Bobby Joe falls asleep on the table with a book on his face. And when he snores,
is
the
great.
book goes up and down. I call shenaniganery.
I love that. I love that so much. The next shenanigan is the books in one row start glowing, and
Yep.
then they fall in front of the gang. It's like, those books were meant for us. That's a little weird, guys. What's happening here?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very strange.
Hmm.
That's what I'm telling you
Interesting.
guys. How exactly? How exactly?
So then they start throwing every book off the shelf they can find.
Because there's got to be a secret passageway, right?
Uh-huh.
Secret
Obviously.
passage. Secret passage.
There's
Very
obviously
funny.
a secret passage somewhere.
They know their genre.
Yep, we are back outside with Shaggy and Scooby knocking on the door because that worked so well last time.
Yeah. So nobody can hear them.
It's funny to me that they're trying to get back in. Normally that's not what Scooby and Shaggy are doing.
Right, they're trying to get the hell out of there most of the
They want to
time.
be with the rest of the gang, I think, right now. They're like,
and the rest
Yeah.
of this island is not
numbers.
any safer.
Right.
So
Shaggy's trying to get up to the next floor, I guess. And Scooby gets spooked by a sheet ghost.
I love a sheet ghost.
And
I'm
then the
so
sheet ghost takes his spot.
Yes.
and lift Shaggy up to the next floor.
And
Okay,
then
also
farther up.
there's no explanation of like flying pulleys or anything.
I call shenaniganery.
Correct. Listen, before Godin, one of my other favorites, we didn't have pulleys or anything. The ghost was literally just a balloon with a sheet on it. And that was one of my favorites.
Pretty good.
So simple.
Shaggy gets wise to what's up. He gets off the ghost onto a tree. Scooby sees the ghost, climbs up the tree. Him and Shaggy literally run into each other.
Yeah, they meet in the middle, and then they go all the way up the tree, and the ghost just disappears into thin air.
Gone.
So I don't know what's up with that ghost.
Smart Gang finds footprints. The Globetrotters find handprints.
Who leaves handprints like that? They were just one after another. He's just walking along this hallway going plat, 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 plat.
Maybe he couldn't see? I don't know.
Yeah.
He of course he can see. He's got glow-in-the-dark paint on his hands.
Yeah, clearly. But
Yeah.
Bobby Joe figures it out. He moves the hands to 315, I guess, because that's the magic number. And he gets whacked in the chest and slammed against the wall as a secret passage opens.
We finally found the secret passage, guys!
Yay!
Also, apparently this paint is fresh because, like, Meadowlark does, like, you know, do a little, like, what is this? Oh, it's luminous paint. Like, that's really fresh.
This is the second time luminous paint has come up in this show.
I don't know if it'll be the last, but this is just a gag. This is just a thing that we do. So they're following it down a secret passage, and then Shaggy and Scooby are outside. They are going to do the vault thing and try to get up.
They're attempting to pole vault with just a stick, and a fucking tree just grabs the stick
with a face on it.
Just grabs the stick with its branch arms, and Shaggy and Scooby, when they attempt to jump, just cartwheel into the cellar where they crash into the Globetrotters
because they did not notice the stick was gone.
Apparently. Okay, do we need two shenanigans for this?
Maybe. Okay, so for one thing, if this tree is supposed to be an animatronic, that is a very sophisticated animatronic, especially for the time.
For sure.
And then also, the fact that they did not notice the stick was gone and just tumble over themselves.
Yeah, that might be two.
I say that's two.
I think that's two different things.
Alright, so they've gone into the Globetrotters, who are following the handprints, so they continue to go with the Globetrotters, who are trying to get out of the house.
And they're trying to get in, and we do a funny little bit about that.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we are following the handprints on the ground. And
on the ground this time, not even the wall.
Yeah.
There's something behind that hedge. And then Smart Gang, similarly with the footprints, they're following the footprints, and there's something behind that hedge.
Gasp.
So Meadowlark and Fred bump heads in the middle of this fucking hedge. And the gang is all back together, finally.
Finally.
Oh, it's taken so long.
But then they see the source of these hand and footprints.
Dun dun dun.
Glowing gloves and boots.
Mm-hmm.
Walking. Two pairs of them.
And so they come up to a building, and when the door of this building opens, it's revealed that they're in white robes. And if I know one thing about things that take place in the US with white robes,
oh shit,
especially when people like the Globetrotters are involved,
oh shit,
this can only end very badly.
The thing is that I'm pretty sure we do reveal them all as white people. So
yes, we do.
There is one brown guy who I noticed on the Scorpions team later. So, like, even their basketball team is very, very white.
So the KKK.
I feel
is
like you've really uncovered something
apparently.
Here.
Yes, we have.
This is.
I'm also calling shenanigans on their white robes and the fact that no one could see them before now. I think that does not make any sense.
Charlie, I think we should count that. Do you?
I don't know if that's a shenanigan. I think there's supposed to be some weird scientific thing at work, and that's why you can only see them when
the only explanation is the luminous paint on the gloves, and which are just like you could say that that's like distracting, but white does not follow even. Like,
No.
if they were wearing, say, black and were usually covered
Hmm.
in shadow until now, but that is not the case.
Well, they can't
No.
be covered in
Not at
black.
all.
We know they
Clearly
can't.
not.
So,
True.
Anyways, I
True.
think you should count it.
Okay.
okay, let's
Because
go for it.
physically that
Fine.
does not, like,
Yeah.
My
the
brain's
physics of
okay.
light refraction.
Yeah.
This is one of the episodes that I've like, watched as a child
Mm.
and everything, and I just like never
Yeah.
really questioned that. I was just like, oh yeah, like there's something about the robes or whatever that makes them like invisible, but the gloves and the boots or something is not invisible.
Right.
I
You
don't
were
know.
like making up your own explanation because the show doesn't really give you one exactly. I mean, it kind of does.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, so Shaggy and Scooby climb up a tree, they get on the roof of this building, and the Globetrotters are like, okay, we'll get them when they come out, and we'll take the masks off, and we'll see who's behind this.
Mhm.
Scooby, in his infinite wisdom, well, Shaggy and Scooby are on a branch of this tree. The branch breaks, they fall. Scooby lands with his ass right in the chimney.
Yes,
course.
with Shaggy landing on top of him. And
And
this is great.
they've got a fire going,
works.
and I guess the room fills with smoke extremely fast. So they all
Yep.
get out, and it worked.
Yeah.
They're like, great job, boys. You smoked them out.
Literally smoked him out.
Yep.
And then
Yeah.
poor Scooby gets his ass out of the chimney and
It takes, yeah, that's the bit. That takes a real cool head and a real hot something else.
eats.
Derriere.
Yeah.
Looking like my dog if she got her heartworm treatment.
Oh.
They had to shave her butt to do that.
Yeah, poor guy. So we unmask all the three guys, and guess what? Who is it? Who
I
could it
already sort of
possibly
spoiled
be?
it. I don't know if you kept that in, but yeah.
It's okay.
It's the fucking
It's fine.
scorpions.
The owner, the coach, and the athletic trainer of the opposing team.
Those bitches.
What? So wait, is this place really haunted? No, everything was triggered automatically, apparently.
Apparently.
I call bullshit, not shenanigans.
Exactly.
Bullshit.
Velma has an explanation for it, so I don't know, man.
She says a bunch of words, but I don't think that they really follow, is all I'm saying.
It's
Like-
a bunch of word salad is what's going on here.
Yeah. It's so cause Scooby-Doo normally does play as a mystery and like, all the stuff. They like go back through everything and show you how things like worked and stuff. This one, not
Sometimes.
so much. This one,
I
they
guess
were
the-
like, we're gonna do slapstick with the Globetrotters, and that's valid of them. But
That's probably what they were doing. Just because like they didn't know. They didn't know what else to do.
What they do a little bit more in this specific show anyway. It does seem like they have a lot less explanations for how things work.
right.
At least depending
Yeah.
on the episode.
It's
Some
just
episodes
sort
are
of
more...
a Scooby-Doo episode, and mostly it's them hanging out with crossover guests.
Yeah. So meanwhile, speaking of the guests, the Globetrotters have fallen asleep outside. It's dawn.
These
time for
poor
them to get
boys.
up.
They gotta go.
We also
play
have to get
basketball.
them. We have to get them to the stadium, which I hope is close by.
Who drove them? Who drove them?
I don't.
We needed to get a boat. Remember, we still needed to get a boat to the stadium.
Yeah,
Right.
I didn't
Like,
think about
how
that.
How did they get there?
Because the
I don't
Scorpion
know.
manager could just leave them on this island, and then he would win for sure.
Oh yeah.
Like, I love that their plan was to just scare them so they wouldn't sleep at night, but they really could have just kidnapped them.
I mean, they
So they
did.
would- I mean,
torture them,
technically
and
they
then
did.
They decided to unkidnap them, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Their goal wasn't to keep them there.
Yeah, I guess they're like, well, mission accomplished. Let's embarrass them publicly.
I mean, that does seem to be the only possible motivation, is that they're like, we don't want to win by default. We want you to fuck up.
We want you to suffer.
Clearly. So we go to the big game. And I love how we have, like, this announcer who's just like, here's the Scorpions, and here's, like, the really cool, awesome Globetrotters who are sleeping.
We're asleep.
And they all, I guess, sleepwalk onto the court.
They do their best.
Yeah. I love that the gang has seats right behind the Globetrotters. Because
I
they're
mean-
besties.
They're guests of honor.
Clearly,
Yeah.
clearly. They weren't even going to come to this game as far as I can tell, but they're here now.
No, but they were invited.
Yeah.
There's tip off. The ball bumps off Meadowlark's ass into one of the Scorpion players' hands.
Damn.
Well,
And
first he's sleeping, and then he grabs onto the scorpion player who's supposed to,
Yeah.
hit the ball. I love that.
Yeah.
There's so
This is
much
where
happening.
the shenanigans take an exponential upturn here. Not
As
even
they
just
would.
Globetrotters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So the other
it's
team scores many times.
yeah.
Yeah.
What did they have? Like 42 points by the
42
end of
to
the...
nothing
Yeah.
by the end of the first half.
Not looking
Yeah,
great.
we just have a bunch of very tired, very just not here players. This is another
Yeah.
shenanigan where I think Gip tries to pass it to Bobby Joe, or no, not Bobby Joe,
Pablo.
and it's underneath him, and he's bouncing. It's bouncing on his stomach, and the scorpion
Yep.
guy just grabs it. So
Just picks up Pablo and grabs it.
there's
And
many
I've noticed
moments where
that-
it just hits Meadowlark in the head.
Yeah, I know you all don't really know sports that well. There are exactly 0 times where the Scorpions go for 3 points, even though they really could and probably should have gotten it. So I don't know what's going on with that.
Maybe they just are shit at 3-pointer throws.
That's entirely possible. They are a mostly white basketball team, so that tracks.
Yeah. So it is halftime, and the Globetrotters are too sleepy to play, but we have to wake them up because they still have a second half of a game.
Yeah,
to
the
go
gang is
play.
really invested in helping them succeed at this. And one of them says something.
Fred says you got to put the game on ice, and then
There you go,
Shaggy's
there we
like,
go.
"Brain blast! We got to get ice for everybody."
Shaggy got inspiration and
Mhm.
realized this is what we have to do, guys. He pours ice on the guys. We put it in their pants.
And it's not
And we're all
just
awake.
during this halftime. While they're playing, they keep getting
It's-
more ice. And then
it's
we have this
during
whole
the-
extended ice sequence.
I love the ice
There's
sequence so
several
much.
ice sequences.
There is reused ice animation of Shaggy and
Mhm.
Scooby getting
Yes, there
ice
is.
and then ice on the floor.
And them slipping around everywhere.
It's a great sequence.
So they kept going back for ice, over and over. And I kept expecting the ice to run out. Like, I thought that was why they were showing that to us. No, that was not what was going on. It was just because they wanted to keep doing ice
It's padding
jokes.
up the time.
Yeah,
Yep.
continue, sorry.
So to start the second half, Curly dumps a bucket of ice down Meadowlark's jersey, causing him to just shoot up in the air. He punches the ball into the goal. Just
I thought he was
punches
going to
it.
his pants.
No, it's on the back of his shirt.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We have punching ball. There we go.
Mhm.
We got 2 points,
Yep.
guys. We're finally on the scoreboard.
Which, mind you, that's a half-court shot. That should be 3 points. I don't know why they're not doing that.
That's insane.
And then I think it's Meadowlark again. I actually can't tell.
And Geese puts a giant block of ice down his pants.
Yep.
Like, it's just that big.
And then he, dribbles, shoots it, and everything. Good job, guy. And then Gip is carrying Pab, and he hands it to the Scorpions player, the one Scorpions player of color, and goes to, take the ball and shoot the basket. There we go.
Very, very funny. Just hand him Pablo.
One of the Scorpion players passes the ball inbounds. It hits Meadowlark's ice pack, and the ice goes everywhere.
Yeah, he's got an ice pack just on his head.
So then they all start slipping around and falling.
Yeah, if this was not a Globetrotters game, I think that maybe the ref would call something on that.
Yeah, they'd say, timeout, let's get the ice off the court, make it dry. But
yeah, and then 2 of the Globetrotters are sleeping. I think it's Geese and Curly. And then Meadowlark just kind of bowls. Yeah, they're at an angle that he just kind of shoots it up and it goes into the basket. Good job.
So now Bobby Joe wakes up
this
Geese.
Is not the best part. Tell me this is not the best fucking part.
Geese deflects the ball that's coming at him from the Scorpions player. It hits Pablo in the mouth, and Pablo's just like, fuck it, I'm going with this, and Gip carries him to the basket where he dumps it in.
My favorite part of that is when Bobby Joe is patting on his face, try to wake him up, wake up. He lifts his eyelid, and there's a do not disturb where his eye should be.
Yeah.
This is amazing. This is good.
Is that a separate shenanigan?
This is a separate shenanigan.
That is definitely
to me.
a separate shenanigan.
Okay.
That is important to me.
All right, very good, very good.
Do they have rules in basketball about unhinging your jaw like a snake and carrying the ball like that?
I guess. I don't really know, to be honest with you. But our next shenanigan, Scooby kicks a big block of ice toward Curly. It trips him. He continues to dribble and shoots it from the ground.
I feel like that should be against the rules because it wasn't a player.
Yeah,
but that's just me.
Well, also, remember, the Harlem Globetrotters are the WWE of basketball. Like,
I know.
everything they do is for
they
entertainment.
want, as long as it's cool.
Yeah.
Again, I want to see a Globetrotters game. I want to see how this works in real life.
And then Gip pitches Pablo. Pablo pinches a Scorpions player who deflects the ball with his head into the goal.
Into the basket, sir. Get your sports right.
Both work.
Into the right one so that it scores for the Globetrotters instead of the Scorpions.
Yes.
We have more sequence of ice. Ice is still all over the fucking court. Everybody is tripping. And now we're just playing like normal, it seems.
It looks like it.
Like, everybody seems awake. We're doing the headshot thing. We're doing butt shots. Curly did a butt shot.
Yep.
Curly did a little thing with his arms and made the ball just kind of fly
just
into it.
In. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why we're still getting ice at that point, though, because
I don't know either. It seems like they're awake.
They're still real sleepy. Like, at the very end, we know that somebody is full on asleep on the court, so
oh yeah,
presumably they need it.
Yeah, like
sure.
they were awake for a few minutes of that, and then Curly is asleep underneath the basket somehow. We have
Gip deflects the ball with his belly into the basket.
Oh, this is true.
Do you call something like that a shenanigan, or are you just like the Globetrotters?
I am counting everything the Globetrotters do is a shenanigan. I'm counting them.
But what do you know for a fact that he can't score a goal with his belly in real life? Do you know that?
It would be very, very hard to do.
It would. But I mean, they are trick shot players.
Charlie,
we've previously counted these things.
Yeah,
so I think
I'm going off a precedent here.
Okay.
This is consistency, and also it does feel slightly more cartoonish.
It does. Yeah, it does. I'm just saying.
Anyway, Charlie, you're talking about Curly sleeping under the basket.
Yeah, he's sleeping under there. Someone shoots it into the basket, but it's floating in the air because every time he snores, he sucks it down and then he shoots it back up. And then he sucks it down and shoots it back up.
Yeah, the whole net
one big
is
snore.
Going up and down.
Come on, one big snore.
I thought my grandpa had some powerful snores. No. Curly of the Harlem Globetrotters has the most powerful snores known to man.
Yeah.
That man needs a sleep apnea machine.
Yeah, he needs a CPAP machine, for sure.
So, and then he does one big, and we won the game. We won the game, guys.
Woo!
The Globetrotters are going to get hot dogs for all the kids. It's going to be great. And then guess what's happened to all of the hot dogs? Because there was not a padlock on the crate of hot dogs.
Somebody gotta watch that dog.
Scooby has stolen all of the hot dogs and is eating them sitting in midair next to the scoreboard so he can count how many hot dogs he has eaten.
Wow.
He is in fucking midair. You're right. I never cloaked this. I'm not gonna lie.
Amazing.
Yep.
So I think that's a shenanigan as well.
It is.
And he eats 15 of them. So, Good job, Scoob.
Good job.
I did not expect us to be here for this long, so let's do some other segments, guys.
Let's wrap this shit up.
Charlie,
what time is it?
Oh, damn.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no. We do it at the same time.
Instantaneous on my end, so you can just leave that in the edit. It's going to be great.
Time again.
Okay. Let's do some trivia, y'all.
Yeah. So this is the first episode to air in 1973.
Wow.
Yay. New Year, Scooby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The closing credit background is blue now. That's
great.
Neat.
Apparently. I mean, this is season 2, you know?
Yeah.
New shit.
Brand new season. brand new start.
Yep.
The Harlem Globetrotters are the only celebrity guests from season 1 to appear in season 2. They're the guest stars with the most appearances on the new Scooby-Doo movies.
That they are. Not only was this... Okay, I'm just making sure that this is a new information and not... Okay,
It is.
Not only
It
was
is.
this the Harlem Globetrotters' final guest shot on the new Scooby-Doo movies, this was also the final animated appearance of Meadowlark, Gip, Pablo, and Bobby Joe, primarily because their real-life counterparts' basketball careers were ending. Only Geese and Curly would return in animated form on Hanna-Barbera's The Super Globetrotters on NBC from 1979 to 1980, and the subsequent TV special, The Harlem Globetrotters Meet Snow White,
What?
in 1980, with the addition of 3 new members, Twiggy Sanders, Nate Branch, and Sweet Lou Dunbar.
Okay, we're skipping over all of them that are alive or dead. The Globetrotters' match against the Scorpions actually reflects the typical formula of their own 1970s series. They would usually fall behind against a tough team until the chase song cued and they would score a comeback.
Hell yeah, that's fun.
Yeah!
Shaggy and Scooby say their prayers before going to bed. This is one of the rare times in any of the main cast are shown to have spiritual beliefs. Interesting.
Apparently.
Charlie just thinks it's a fuck it, whoever's up there, help.
That's my take on it, because, like, we rarely ever see them believing
Right.
in anything.
And, you know, this trivia, what this trivia really confirms is that, like, there's not a lot of Christianity. If they are Christian, then it is not relevant to the program generally.
Generally, it's not.
When the two groups collide and are dazed on the floor, Daphne's skirt appears to be flipped up, revealing her underwear. Did we not clock this?
I didn't clock that at all.
That. That's crazy. For real? For real?
Is
Picture
that like
didn't
when
happen.
is that like early on in the show where they with the door, or is that something else?
I feel like this is when the two groups. Okay.
My guess is with the door when they're both pulling on the door.
Yeah, I would say it's probably there. It's got to be. That's the only time when they collide. So, fucking hell, where?
See. I'm trying to find.
Why? What color are her underwear, and why is this relevant?
I don't know, dude.
Okay, Scooby-Doo and his pals.
Her underwear are also pink.
Okay, cool.
Or at least they're under her tights. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. That is a weird panty shot of Daphne that I didn't know existed. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't like that it exists, but okay. That's a child.
Yeah, I was just like, I thought she was wearing tights, but they did make enough detail so that you can see underwear as well. They should
maybe
have
those
done
are
that.
panty lines through the tights. I'm not looking at the image. So
That's my guess. That's my guess.
That's what I'm hoping it is. I don't like that they did that. Anyway, what's our one cultural reference?
The Globetrotters saying goodnight to each other is a reference to the Waltons saying goodnight in the TV series The Waltons. I've never seen that show.
I have no idea what that is. Cool.
Yeah, but it was clearly like some kind of bit where like they're all listing each other and then they stop halfway in the middle, so presumably the Waltons did the whole thing. Anyways, do I do animation mistakes?
No, we're not doing that.
We don't worry about those.
If we were doing that, we'd be here all night.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we seriously would. All right, guys, whose side are we on today? I'm not on the side of the KKK over here.
No. I'm on the side of the Globetrotters.
I feel like, you know what, today, I mean, I'm still on the side of Curly, but I think I'm also on the side of Bobby Joe, because he was the real standout in the episode today.
Yeah.
I'm a Meadowlark fan now and forever.
I am also a big Meadowlark fan.
Christopher Columbus Meadowlark! Because he's smarter than Christopher Columbus.
Yeah.
True.
So I know that we're not doing inconsistencies, but like these villains, it even points out here on the wiki, like they never even got arrested, even though they kidnapped these children.
And this is one instance of Scooby-Doo where it's closer to real life than fiction. Because white men in power face no repercussions for their wrongdoing.
Tell them how it is.
Fucking hell. Okay, Ethan, what is our final shenanigan count for the episode?
Woo! Drum roll.
I think we have a new place in the top 5 because we have a grand total of 43.
Damn. It does not beat the first Harlem Globetrotters episode.
That's
Amazing.
true.
So
It's right below it. So I think this is number 3 overall as far as most shenanigans as of right now.
as of right now, we shall see. We certainly shall see if anything can ever beat Joss's episode.
Well, Josh was also going after it too. Like he had a goal that he wanted to accomplish there.
He was arguing. He's just like, I think this is a shenanigan. We're like, hmm.
We
and it
compromised
worked,
several times.
because now he's immortalized on this list until
Indeed he is.
something usurps him.
Yeah, until
All right.
something usurps him. So y'all,
Last but not
what
least.
what are we ranking this episode out of 5 Scooby Snacks?
Okay. I don't know how harshly you guys normally rank these things. I'm going to give it a 3 because I think
Okay.
that the Globetrotters are very, very charming, and like that sort of carries the episode. But as an episode, I don't think that like it's incredibly like plotted or whatever. And again, there's a lot of shenanigans going on, and things just sort of happen. Like it's a movie, a TV movie for doing fun bits rather than like a mystery, which is what I want to see out of my Scooby-Doo personally.
Yeah, I'll give it a 3.25.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
because I do just really enjoy the Globetrotters episodes, but
Yeah.
I will admit it's not the greatest of the mysteries.
There were hints that the scorpions, they were, at least referenced the
Yeah.
whole shows. But
I'm with Raye, honestly. I'm gonna give it a 3 as well.
all right.
Just because there was really no setup as to like what the motivation was. Like they kept saying like, oh, we need to get sleep, but there was never like any antagonistic
Yeah. It's not like we
expression
saw
from the
the
Scorpions.
Scorpions manager earlier in the episode, which is what you normally expect, is to be introduced to the bad guy at some point.
Yeah, that's what was missing for me.
Mm-hmm.
So doing that math, that gets us to a ranking of 3.08 out of 5.
Yay!
Not too bad, not shabby. It's
shabby.
not a lot of substance to this one, but it is a very enjoyable time.
Yeah, definitely style and shenanigans over substance, for sure.
I think that firmly places it in the middle.
Yes.
So it's mid.
It is lower than the previous Globetrotters episode, and that is perfectly fine with me.
Yeah, it's a fun ride. Well, Raye, would you like people to find you or anything that you possibly do on the internet?
Oh my gosh. Well, I don't know if you knew this, but I am on a podcast.
You're on a podcast?
Yeah. I know, that's so
Shit.
wild, right? It's called Of the Eldest Gods, and I read through books that were written by Rick Riordan, chapter by chapter.
Wow.
And
Can I come on that?
Oh man, I don't know. We're kind of booked up for guests, like.
Oh, do you need a new co-host?
Man, you are top of the list. So yeah, if you want media analysis of Rick Riordan books, it's over there.
Yeah. This is the show that Raye and I, in fact, have. Ethan has been a guest on a couple times.
It's a good
A
time.
couple times, yeah. I think the last time I was on was for when y'all met Khufu the baboon, so...
I have you down for a future one
Lovely.
this season. Don't worry.
Yes,
Don't
I
worry
guess I
about
didn't
it.
mention, well, we're reading the Kane Chronicles right now, which is the Egyptian mythology series, and I feel like less people have read and know about that one, so I highly recommend starting it and maybe catching up with us. We could do a little book club together where you listen to our podcast.
Yeah?
Listen to us. You're welcome. Well, that ends our journey today for this mystery, I suppose. So
Yep.
I think, gang, we need to go split up and look for clues for our next mystery. Bye.
Bye!
Bye.
If we all did that at the same time, we could have harmonized.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Bye.
follow this podcast socials at Mysteries in the Machine Pod on Instagram. You can send a message to our email, mysteriesinthemachinepod@gmail.com. Be sure to give us a rating, a review, or let your friends and followers know how much you love the podcast. That really helps. You can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms. I also have an art Instagram at GreenPixieDraws.
You can find me, Ethan, on Instagram and Threads at ethan.t.hewlin. Our music was written and produced by Jason Hilton. You can find him at Negative Selections on Instagram.
Magical. Happy
'Tis.
day. Every day is magical when I have two of my co-hosts with me on the same podcast.
Listen, this just means there will be twice the chaos.
It really does.
Because, like, we are all three chaotic in very different ways.
It's so true.